Welcome to Hot Mics. I'm Billy Bush, and we are live on TuneIn and YouTube. The mics are hot as we speak. Right now, just pipe. I can feel them. They're getting even hotter on the other end. With a great Emmy winner, a Super Bowl champion. I watched this man in his final game in all his glory in 2008. He's a Peabody winner. He currently co-anchors ABC's Good Morning America. He serves as an analyst for Fox NFL Sunday. He's a good friend. He's a good golfer. Not a great golfer. He's a good golfer.
Oh, stop it.
Well, there he is.
Oh, stop it. You know what?
How much have you Venmo'd me? How much have you Venmo'd me? How much would you say I have of Strahan Venmo in my history?
About $8, Billy. $8. Only because your partners have carried you on their back. Like it's one of those husband carrying the wife contests. You get carried across the finish line, or better yet, like a wedding, get carried across the threshold. I just got to pay for the reception out of my pocket in Venmo.
Oh, it's nothing. There's money. It's great to win money playing golf, but Strahan money, I have to tell you, is like special money. It comes with a great
I'll be out there soon. I'll take it back. I'll come back and tell everybody how much I took off you.
All right, Stray, I got a question for you because you're getting ready to do the Super Bowl with all the Fox gang. I found this to be an interesting stat. I wonder if you know how many Super Bowl rings have been won between Fox NFL game and studio analysts.
Oh, okay. 10, 14.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You
got Terry Bradshaw.
27?
34.
Whoa. 34?
That's it. I think, yeah, I mean.
Who the hell got all the rings, Billy? I only got one.
Tom, Terry, I mean, Tom is
Gronk,
7. Gronk.
Edelman. Woodson has one. Howie has one. Jimmy has 2.
Yeah, it goes to
it's funny. Yeah. I saw the boss yesterday, and I said, thank God he won that Super Bowl my last year in the league. I couldn't be there. There's no way. I couldn't show my face without a ring. Everybody had a ring on our show.
I don't know. You have to. Or else you're with Glazer alone at the end of the buffet with Jay Glazer.
Glazer and Menifee.
Menifee, it could have been a contender. Have you had any time to spend with Tom Brady, who will be calling his first Super Bowl in his first ever year in the booth? Have you talked to him about it? How's he feeling?
I talked to him yesterday. About it yesterday.
What's Tom saying?
It's funny. He said he's very prepared, and he and Aaron Andrews, we were all together yesterday, and they said they wish that they had more time to talk because there's so much information and so many great storylines. But he said he's not really that nervous about it. He's kind of a little just anxious and ready just to rip roar and let it go. So I'm excited to see him do it. And it's kind of like when you're a player, you understand that it's a big moment, but at the same time, it's just football. So when you're on the field or when you're in the booth or when we're doing our pregame show, we know it's a Super Bowl, but you never let that affect you. You just go and do your job.
I mean, Tom, like the greatest ever. I always think he really stepped into a tough position because, I see like Wayne Gretzky, in the studio for hockey, and I'm like, it's tough when you are considered the GOAT, the greatest ever. It's hard to talk about other people's play. You know what I mean? You're the top guy, and be like, he should have done this. Well, of course, Tom. I mean, you would have. Right? I mean, that's a tough position to be in for him.
But... It is, but you know what? It is, but it isn't. I think that no matter how you're, being the GOAT like Tom is, I think more about Tom's insight. It's not necessarily about criticism. I think that when, a lot of guys think, well, I have to criticize to be successful on TV, and that's not the case. You just have to be honest, giving an honest opinion. What kind of drives me crazy sometimes is when every time somebody opens their mouth, it's negative. They only have something bad to say. And half the time it's from somebody who's never done it. So I always think that no player is out there intentionally trying to be bad. Right. So you have a lot of empathy and sympathy for that, but you also have to understand to be honest and at least give people, a little bit of a chance, because when you're playing, you could tell the guys who seem to be angry at the game and angry that other guys are still playing and they're not. And then you get the guys who just being honest, and those are the guys that you respect their opinion.
He's going to be critiquing Patrick Mahomes. Do you think who? And many people think Mahomes.
That's like me critiquing your golf swing, man. It's like, God.
I thought you were going to say like Reggie White or something, and you went to me and my golf swing. But
Same
Brady,
thing.
so Mahomes, you think now there's talk, could Mahomes, he's only 29, surpass Brady as the GOAT, right?
Mm. If he wins this ring, I mean, he's closer. But he's got to win 8.
He's got to
He
win.
just has to win 8. It's kind of like that LeBron and Michael Jordan thing. You're going to have these kids who grow up and they're going to say Patrick Mahomes is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then you're going to have old heads like me who are going to say, "Oh, Tom Brady's the GOAT no matter what." Like but it's just kind of a generational thing. But these two guys are incredible. And if you look at these teams that are playing on Sunday, I would think the Eagles are a better team. But when I look and go, oh, if they have Patrick Mahomes, I go, it's very hard to have one player that completely gives you so much confidence in a team that if you took him out, it's just a pedestrian team. Not going to call them a
Yeah.
pedestrian, but they're just. I don't think they're in the Super Bowl, obviously. It's Mahomes is a special one, but he's going to have to win at least 8. When he gets to 8, then he's the GOAT.
He
But he has a lot of time. He's young. Tom played until he was 58.
Almost, almost, man. So I look. I mean, who's got the more pressure? I mean, the Chiefs, right? I mean, people like to give the Chiefs a hard time. There's always like Chief backlash to anyone who's winning too much. But you say that the Eagles, pound for pound, a stronger football team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I mean, you look at their line; those guys, the huge best line in the league. You got a running back who can just plow through anybody and anything and outrun anybody at the same time. Unfortunately, Billy, our team, the Giants,
Oh,
let him go to Philly and do all this. But I'm happy for Saquon because he's an incredible guy. So I'm happy to see him do well. Defensively, Philadelphia is really good. They can, get after it up front. The young guys that they have on their D line have stepped up this year. Highly, drafted out of college. I think that Philadelphia overall the stronger team. But when I look at Kansas City, I look at Steve Spagnuolo, our old defensive coordinator. When I won with the Giants, he's incredible at scheming.
I like to say
Those guys,
when we won with the
when
Giants,
we won, Billy,
yeah.
I'm surprised you and I aren't wearing our rings.
Don't forget the 12th
Gosh.
man. Don't forget our
Yeah,
rings.
we have to go into our saves and get our safes and get our rings, Billy. Flash them to the world. But I think with Spagnola, that's the difference maker, the coordinator, from my time and experience with him. And I just think that I you're looking at Travis Kelce. I almost said Taylor Swift's boyfriend. You look at Travis Kelce, and he didn't have the greatest year, but the playoffs roll around, and all of a sudden we see the old Travis Kelce. He and Mahomes just have this thing, and he's not as fast as he used to be, is not as quick as he used to be, but somehow the freaking guy still gets open. So they present a problem, but overall, stronger team, Philadelphia, without a doubt. And I just want to see a great game.
I wonder if Kelsey, if he three-peats, does he hang him up? He's 35 years old. He's got a ton. It's a hard position. He's not kicking. He's not punting. He's getting hit really hard. He's blocking all the time. Does he hang him up? Does he go have a little baby Kelsey? Does he
funny.
go do the game shows and all? He's got a huge career in front of him. He's got a vibrant life after football like you. Do you think he hangs him up?
He said, I think the press conference the other day, I saw, he said, "Oh, I got 2 or 3 more years or whatever."
Tough.
I don't see that happening. It's very hard to eat when you're full. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? When you have so much good, and it's very hard. And it's very hard to train for football, especially when you played it at the level he's played it for so long. And the crazy thing about your skill level, it goes fast. Like you don't know when you're gonna lose that skill. It could be the beginning of the season, middle of the season, the end of the season. But all of a sudden, your mind thinking one thing, your body just can't do it. I don't want to see him get to that point because
Yeah.
we've all seen him slow down, but I still think he's a great player. 2 or 3 years from now, no. If he wins another Super Bowl, he's had one hell of a career. He's in the Hall of Fame without a doubt. He has tight end receiving records, and he's got a great life after on TV, in movies,
Yeah.
and in his dating life ain't too bad either. So, I mean,
Niggas,
outside of you, Billy, I don't think anybody has it better.
they're both 35. I think a family's in the offing no matter what, even if we're playing or not.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. I think that love lift them up where they belong.
Do you think if they win this ring, he gives her a ring?
I do. I do. I don't. He's a showman too. He might do it right up there on that platform. Call her up, and he. I think that would be such a baller move, and why not? I mean, he's carried her out on stage in London in a tuxedo. He's played, you know what I mean? He's a
I can
showman.
see Terry Bradshaw up there trying to interview him after the game, and he dropped to a knee. And knowing Terry, he would probably think he's proposing to him and accept. But then it was wouldn't
uh,
be right.
it's gonna be. Now, what do you listen? Oh, the grizzled sports reporters of the world, with the notepads and the whole thing and the cigarettes going. I can't. They probably don't like all the Taylor Swift action and the celebrity and the hoopla. But I mean, look, I say, cut to her as many times as you can after every big Chiefs play, and especially Travis is in. This is entertainment. Most people, the viewership is highest during the halftime show, right? I mean, this is a night about Taylor Swift too, don't you think?
Well, it's not Taylor Swift's night, but I don't mind them
But
showing
include
Taylor
her.
Swift. I think that what she's done is she's brought a totally different group to the game when you have these fathers who now say, "Oh, my daughter's watching football with me now, who never would even watch, waiting to see Taylor Swift." I mean, that's real. We can see the difference that she made in that regard. The action always, of course, is on the field for me. But if they want to show Taylor Swift, it's no different than showing Jerry Jones. It's no different
Yeah,
than showing any other owner, but they usually only show them when things go bad. They show her when Travis makes a big play, so she has a little bit extra benefit for being there. But I think it's great. It's great for the game. Brings more eyeballs and more attention. And heck, I'm going to be looking up in the skybox and see where she's at myself.
absolutely. Second biggest celebrity cutaway. I'm saying Bradley Cooper. Who do you think?
Yes, Bradley Cooper and Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart representing the
Big
Eagles.
Eagles fan.
Indeed.
Yeah, those two.
Stray, did you know after that game in 2008 when you guys beat the undefeated New England Patriots in the Super Bowl, the great
Mhm.
David Tyree catch just a couple of days ago, the anniversary, did you know you were retiring for sure? Like this, even if we lose and it's a heartbreaker, I'm out? Or was it just like win and I'm out?
I think had we lost, I might have gone back for one more. But when we won, I was pretty much out. And it's funny, Steve Tisch, I'm out in LA. I meet up with Steve Tisch and we go to dinner with Peter Berg, great director Peter
Yeah.
Berg
Mm-hmm.
and producer. And Peter, they're talking to me because Peter's a big Giants fan too. And they're talking to me, Mike, you got to come back. We got to run it back. And Peter's funny because he's like, "Yeah, I thought I had you," and then the next day you announced that you were going to retire. And I just went for the free meal. It was actually a very good steak. But yeah, I knew, man. I'd done 15 years, Billy, and it wasn't because a lot of what mentally I was just tired of not even playing. I love game days. I actually like the training. I just was tired of taping my fingers. I was tired of doing the stomp you out speech. Like it was everything. It was exhausting.
Yeah.
The part of the game didn't bother me. I love the competitive part of it, but all the extra stuff that went to that I had to do to get me to the point where I can be productive on the field. Plus, I got Osi Umenyiora breathing down my neck. You got Justin Tuck trying to take my
Woo!
starting job, telling me we're going to kick you out the league, old man, and just like that. If they didn't understand when those young guys would go home, I was have to get in extra weights. I'd have to do extra running. I have to get in the ice tub. I didn't show them what it took to keep up with them. I just kept telling them that you'll never kick me out the league. But I realized I need to remove myself before they removed me. I always wanted to be a guy that when it was over, people wanted me and thought I could continue instead of a guy who's done. And then they're like, "Oh man, I thought you were done years ago. I didn't realize you were still playing." I never wanted to be that guy. But
No,
I pretty much knew right after the Super Bowl I was done.
15 picture perfect years in the
Not picture
NFL.
perfect.
Pretty
You
good.
cursed me out a few times, I'm pretty sure, over the course of those 15 years.
Didn't you score a touchdown against the Eagles?
I did overtime. We
Oh,
were we were down
yeah.
like 14 at half or 17 or
There
something.
goes Strahan, the big man.
Yeah. Oh, I was a bigger dude back then, man.
Oh,
I was
how
about
much
extra
bigger?
30 pounds,
30?
rumbling, and I was rumbling. I look at pictures, I'm like, boy, you had some baby weight on you, Michael.
Oh, man, but 15 years in the game. But then a guy from Texas Southern University,
Yes,
not
sir.
not really a football powerhouse. How did you get noticed?
Well, I was in Germany. I grew up in Germany. I was in Germany. I didn't play football my senior year of high school. My dad sent me to Houston to live with my uncle for 5 months and said, "You're going to play football and you're going to get a scholarship."
God, that
I was like, "Okay." I was so naive that it was supposed to be hard that I just said, "Okay." And I got one scholarship in Texas Southern University. And I actually went back to Germany and graduated high school there. So I spent 5 months, my senior year in the States, to play football and got the one scholarship. My dad said, it's free. That's where you're going, son. And that was it. 4 years later, I was in New York
Your
for the job.
dad, your dad, a legend, no longer with us. May he rest in peace.
Yeah,
But a
rest in peace, Pops.
retired Army major. I got to assume, was he a disciplinarian in the house? Did you get a
My
couple
dad
of
was a
lickings?
very disciplined guy, but he absolutely loved his kids. He did everything he could with us. But he was disciplined. He was regimented, which I think is great because it's made me regimented and made me. I think it allows me to kind of keep everything in order because I'm so used to schedules and all that. But my dad would spend a lot of time with us. There's a lot of love with my dad. The thing that I'm happiest about, he didn't see me go to space, but he
Yeah.
did see me get into the NFL Hall of Fame. And
Oh,
he did see a lot of success that I've had post football. And, you know, that made me the happiest to be able to acknowledge him at the Hall of Fame and have him there the whole week and have him be around all these other players who were in the Hall of Fame who he admired growing up and who he admired just watching while I was playing against some or before I was playing against some of them. It was great to see him in that element because no father was supported his son more than he supported me. It made me believe in me more than I believed in myself most of the time.
you ever get in trouble with him? Did you ever do anything that was bad?
Absolutely.
What'd you do? What's the
Man,
worst thing you ever did? And I bet you got a spanking for it. And you probably
the
deserved
worst
it.
thing a spanking, Billy. No, we call them whoopings,
A
Billy. Y'all,
whooping.
you call it spanking. We call it a whooping.
I'm gonna spank you. You're gonna get a
Billy,
spanking.
did you get put in the corner, Billy? We didn't put in the corner.
Oh, I got
We
the belt.
we
I
got a
got the
whooping
belt
into
from
the
my
corner.
dad. Leather belt came off, folded in half. People like, oh my God, you were abused. And I say, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I deserved it. I can promise you that.
Oh, whatever I did, trust me, I deserved it.
You stole
And
from the
as we
candy
got
store. What'd you
older, it
do?
wasn't so much of the beatings and whippings or whatever you want to call it. It was more, you got to wash dishes 2 weeks, a month, every day. It's your job. No complaints. And it was like, oh, I don't want to do an extra chore, so I'll just straighten up. But we were always taught the difference between right and wrong and all those things. And it just makes you think about your decisions. And I think that carries over to every day in everyone's life for as long as you live. The decisions you make day to day will
Yes, sir.
determine what the outcome is of your life and, the consequences that you have to pay or the consequences that you don't pay because you don't do anything wrong.
That's right. That's right. Michael, gosh, you got a really busy, you always have a busy schedule, but this is great. The Fox, on Sunday, you're part of the Madden Cruiser, right? I mean,
Yeah.
The
We
Madden
got the
Cruiser.
Madden Cruise Bill Belichick Bayou Tour. So Belichick is going around New Orleans on the Madden Cruiser because in exploring New Orleans, talking about the history of the Super Bowl here, the history of
What?
the city, because they've hosted more Super Bowls than anyone. And, the Madden Cruiser is iconic. So I hopped on the bus with Bill and we had a nice little jaunt through New Orleans. It got Tom Brady on it, Aaron Andrews on it,
Whoa.
Tyrann Mathieu, Ed Reed. So we got a lot of great guys and a lot of great history of the city of New Orleans and just a lot of fun with Bill Belichick.
Wait a minute. Is this to prove a point that Bill Belichick is fun? Like that he's not a curmudgeon? That he's not, I mean, of all people to be the happy-go-lucky tour guide around New Orleans, I don't pick Bill Belichick. But that said,
Well,
we have a look
well,
at it.
I think Bill Belichick being a fish out of water is interesting.
Yeah.
And I also think that you get John Madden, who is the legendary coach and broadcaster, and the Madden Cruiser, which when I
Yeah.
played, I got called on. I went on it once or twice, and it was just like the biggest thrill. Whenever John Madden called the game, you were like, "This is big time."
Boom.
And now you have the GOAT coach. If you look at it, you can call Bill Belichick the GOAT of coaching, and to have him on the Madden Cruiser going around telling the story of New Orleans and the Super Bowls, which he has won quite a bit, about 6 with the Patriots, a few with the Giants. There's no one better to tell the story, and I love seeing that side of Bill Belichick.
All
It's a
right.
little different than the
Let,
curmudgeon, as you said.
let's take a little peek here. Here's a little look at Strahan and Bill Belichick rolling around. There's Bill rolling around. New
Came out in the
Orleans.
second half and just gave the ball to
Oh,
Emmitt
he's
Smith and went
recanting
right down the
stories.
field.
Broad to Smith. Tackled but breaks away to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown.
Oh, I love the music.
I'll tell you another one. We were down 21-3 against Atlanta, and I made some halftime adjustments, and then we went down 28-3.
Touchdown Atlanta.
That's not what I'm talking about.
I'm talking about halftime performances, dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill Belichick just
Not
danced.
halftime play adjustments.
I don't watch it this year.
Strahan,
Our idea
that
of
is
fun in
hysterical.
New Orleans.
Our
idea of fun in New Orleans was a little different. But you know the crazy thing about Bill Belichick?
Yeah.
You know what we were talking just casually. He throws it out there. He's like, yeah, in college, I had to come to Mardi Gras every year. I was down here all 4 years in college. I would drive down with the fellows and we would just party for 4 days. And I'm like, what?
Really?
You really? Yeah. I was really surprised by that. We all were. I don't know if Brady was really that surprised though. I think he's seen a little bit more of Belichick than we have.
Oh, yes, he has. He's seen. Although he paid the ultimate compliment to Tom. He said, I think the Lombardi Trophy should be named the Brady Trophy, says Bill Belichick.
I love Tom.
Tom wouldn't want that.
No.
You
know what? You could name an MVP trophy maybe after somebody, but then what happens if somebody surpasses them? It's kind of like, I just think that the Lombardi Trophy is so iconic, and I just sometimes we don't need to change things; just leave them how they are. I don't think that makes much sense.
Michael Strahan with us here on TuneIn and Hot Mics on YouTube and
Hot Mics.
Mike. By the way,
how are you enjoying Hot Mics, Billy? How are you enjoying this podcast life?
It's freedom. It's freedom to be whatever you want to be. And by the way, I got the hottest mic of all the mics on right now. Big Mike Strahan. That's a hot mic right there. Big and beautiful. Hey, tonight, on a serious note here, you have this incredible documentary on ABC and with your daughter, Isabella. And boy, she had the fight of her life here. Life interrupted. Isabella Strahan's fight against cancer. There she is with her dad. Should we take a little peek at that? We've got a little bit of a clip. Let's show people and let them hear what a little bit of this. But you're very much a part of it. Your other daughter, Sophia, obviously her twin, she's in it. It's a family affair. Take a look at this right here. Life interrupted.
The first thing that went through my mind was, this must be a mistake. It didn't seem real.
You don't really think the worst until you get told the worst. I'm not gonna cry.
Oh.
That was just the worst moment any parent could expect.
As a parent, you're scared. Oh my. You're just scared.
I couldn't even process it really. I was kind of in shock.
Bye guys. Wish me luck.
She told me at one point, I'll do whatever I gotta do because I don't want to die. And I was like, wow.
Gotta say, I'm a father of 3 girls myself. One of them happens to be the same age as Isabella, same class, same school, same everything. And Michael, we're dads. We want to fix things. We want to fix them right away. How did you handle that, knowing you couldn't?
Well, it was tough. We're used to fixing things, especially when you have your girl dad. You got girls who need help. You're so used to being able to step in and fix anything. And this was where I just had to let go and pray and depend on friends and family to pray and just be there to love her and let her know that she was cared about. And that was it, Billy. I tell you, it is and has been the craziest time of my life, where you realize what matters and what really doesn't matter. And it was like a incredible, I wouldn't say reset, but it was an incredible wake-up call about how important family is and about how important health is, and having those around you love you and support you. And it was tough because I just had to let it go and trust that we had the best doctors who did an incredible job to get her back on her feet.
And she got her sister and her friends. I mean, so many friends gathered around. I always think with people who are in a real big health battle like that, it's like a lot of it's your mindset, right? And the energy and people around you. And she just seemed to be totally uplifted. Her friends were really, I love what your daughter Sophia said, because here she is, a twin, having to feel what her sister's going through, and she's sort of a caregiver. And Sophia, as cute as she is, she's like, I just wanted to make things normal for her. I wanted to talk about normal things that, us girls talk about.
But
which is
it
amazing.
was funny because she got her chemo treatment at Duke, and that's where Sophia's at school. So we went there, and right before her first chemo treatment, Sophia came over with some of her friends, and they left the place where we were staying. They disappeared. I'm like, where'd they go? And then they came back, and Isabella was crying because she said that was the first time she felt normal in a
Oh,
long time, just being with Sophia and her friends. And so now it's good to see her, like this special. I hope everyone watches it and gets something from it because it was her idea, not my idea, because she wanted to help people because she couldn't find anybody who's going through what she was going through or had any kind of direct like voice towards it at her age. And that was her whole motivation with starting her vlog, which led into this. So I hope people watch, enjoy, and learn something, and maybe answer some questions of some family that are going through this, or anybody in the future. It gives them an idea what to expect in a voice. But it's very hard for me to even watch a clip.
yeah.
So I hope other people watch because I don't know if I have the strength to do it yet.
Oh, Michael, what a well, what I can't wait to watch it. She's such a beautiful kid, and I want to end here on a little bit of a high note here. Okay, ready?
What you got?
Hot mics, hot shots. You ready to go? These are quick, man. Quick, quick. What was your nickname?
First thing that pops into my mind, that kind of thing.
Michael Strahan, your nickname growing up was?
Bob, booty on back. I had a big old butt, Bob.
Oh, wow.
Well, hey, that's what. Hey, I was 13 years old. That made me go to the gym. I bought the Jane Fonda workout tapes, and that got me in shape, Billy. That kicked off my football career.
Woo,
That's my glutes are tight.
Great
Gluteus
gadunk.
maximus.
I missed that term, gadunk. Okay. Favorite pet as a child?
Dog.
You had a little, what was his name? Her.
My dog. Well, we had different dogs. Each one of us had one. We had Fluffy. We had Killer.
Whoa.
None of them were killers.
Fluffy and Killer, separate corners here. Okay. Your favorite TV series, sort of as of late? What have you been binging?
Oh, as of late, oh man, oh, Lioness is my show. And then, but I love Billy Bob Thornton and Landman. That's a great one too. Those are the two that I've been watching that I've binged. The Agency. I'm on all.
You travel a lot. You travel a lot.
I'm on the Night Agent right now. I'm
Me
starting
too.
that one.
Me too.
Season 2. I just started it.
I'm in season 2 as we speak. Who is really funny to you? Like comedian, actor, whatever.
God, Billy Bush.
Hey, moving on.
Seriously, Billy, you have a gift. You really are like super freaking funny. Like a walking like every day see you funny. A lot of people they have to write jokes to be funny, or they have other people write jokes and then they can act them out to be. You're just funny.
I love you, man. Thank you for that. What about? Give me a song on your all-time playlist.
Oh, Secret Garden by Quincy Jones.
Woo!
Little Barry White up in there, little James Ingram, little Al B. Sure, and El DeBarge.
Oh, to the beat of the rhythm of the night. Okay. Okay, here's a big one. First kiss. How old were you?
Oh, Linda McKinney. I was in like 6th grade in Mannheim, Germany. 5th or 6th grade, Mannheim, Germany.
Yeah. Mannheim,
Hello,
Germany.
Linda. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, Linda. Yeah, Lucky Linda, they called her after that. See,
I don't know about that. Kissing some 6-year-old kid with a big gap in the teeth.
6?
Wasn't so hot back then, Billy.
Hot Lips Strahan, you were 6? What the heck?
Hot Lips Bob.
Bob. Booty on back. Celebrity crush growing up. Like, ooh, she was the...
Ooh. Well, celebrity Billy. Well, I'm trying to think. Who is a celebrity crush?
A little guy. You're looking
lot.
at this. You're looking at the screen. Little fella, little Bob is looking at the screen. He's like, man, someday when I'm tall enough.
Oh
boy,
man,
would
I don't even know. Growing up, I don't know who the celebrity crush would have been growing up.
Yeah, like Daisy Duke for me. I had Daisy Duke,
Well,
and then I moved in
Daisy
next
Duke,
door.
Dukes of Hazzard was great. That's
Love
a good
Boat?
question. I don't know.
Circle back to that. Circle
Thelma
back to
from Good Times. I mean, Janet Jackson.
Yeah, Janet
Halle
Jackson.
Berry. You call it. I'm there.
Oh, now they're pouring out. Now they're really pouring out. Movie. Here we go. Movie that makes you cry. And don't say Rudy.
No, I'll be honest with you. Any movie where Babe makes me cry.
Oh,
Any
yeah.
movie where someone makes someone proud.
Yeah.
For some reason, I relate that to my father. And it literally, I've been on the airplane, like over there on my feet, watching a movie, anything about making someone proud, like accomplishing something great that makes somebody go, you know what, job well done.
That's
Some reason that hits my heart every time.
that's why you're such a positive guy. Second, you have the best gap. I'm gonna say the best gap of any famous person. Who has the second best gap? Whose gap do you admire?
Lauren Hutton.
Yeah, it's a great gap.
Lauren Hutton. You know what? I was like one of the originals. But then, Madonna used to have a gap. I don't know if she still has it. And David Letterman.
David Letterman, great gap. Louis Anderson had a great gap.
Louis Anderson. That's a good gap contingent out there. And for April Fool's one day, I had my dentist buddy filled it in, my buddy Lee, and we did this whole thing, and people thought I actually filled it in. I can't tell you the hate texts I got, Billy. The hate. Instagram. It was like, you let down Gap Nation.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm like, what? Gap Nation? I missed those meetings.
I love. And well, listen, we got a few other great ones. We got to throw in Anthony Anderson because he's dying to play you in the Strahan biopic.
No. Anthony told me that he fixed his because people kept coming up to him asking if he was me.
Yeah. Too bad. You're the guy from Kangaroo Jack. My bad. The gap is a beautiful gap. Okay, so Michael, I love this ABC Tonight beautiful special, Life Interrupted, Isabella Strahan's fight against cancer. It's at 10 o'clock, and of course, I mean, you got Michael on GMA, you got him on Fox NFL, you got him on the Super Bowl, $100,000 Pyramid. That's coming back Sunday, March 9th. March 9th, 10 o'clock on ABC. Wow, nothing.
And I have a question for you, Billy.
Yeah.
I can't give it to you right now because you got to watch Sunday, but who are you picking?
Eagles. I want the Eagles, and I'm going to bet. Yeah, you know why? As a Giants fan, I think you got to learn your lesson and learn it all the way. I want Saquon. I'm going to bet Saquon too. Put $1,000 on Saquon for the big parlay to win outright, to run for 100 yards, and to score a touchdown. I got all of that for Saquon. MVP of the league, MVP of the game, MVP everywhere. Finish it off, Saquon. That's what I'm feeling.
I tell you what, I talked to him yesterday. I interviewed him yesterday, and he's ready to go, buddy.
Oh, I bet those quads are beautiful.
Yeah,
they're powerful.
Big guy.
Michael Strahan, I love you, my friend. Thank you so
buddy.
much. Have a great time. Give my best to the whole crew. And coming up.
All right, hot mics.
What an animal.